Today's episode is quick, but it just might change how you date, how you make new friends, and how you form deeper connections in general. Hi there, I'm Dr. Amber Wardell. I am a cognitive psychologist, author, and contributor to Psychology Today. I blend the spiritual with the psychological in an effort to try to make you see the magic in the science and the science in the magic, always in an effort to help you heal more deeply, live more truthfully, and feel more whole. So today I'm going to share with you the number one question I think you should ask new people that you're getting to know, particularly if you're looking to date them romantically. But I think also when you're making new friends, can we normalize sort of vetting out friendships the way we do romantic partnerships? I think it's time. So if you're interested in hearing this question and how to use it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Send this to a friend who might also need to hear it. We're going to roll the intro and we're going to dive right in. You're listening to The Sensible Sessions. I'm your host, Amber Wardell. Along with my guests who range from experts in their fields to people with incredible experiences and perspectives, our hope is to bring you stories designed to make you laugh, make you cry, or make you think, bringing a sensible approach to a world that's lost its mind. So stay tuned and let's start the show. All right, so the question is super simple. It is this: tell me how you are the villain in your own life. That's it. Not what's your biggest weakness or what's your biggest fear. These are questions everyone's ready for and they can be rehearsed. This question, I think, is not only harder to be rehearsed, but I think it gets to the heart of something deeper, and I think that is profoundly more important, and that is their self-awareness. Someone who is not willing or able to see how they are the villain, at least at times in their own lives, will always be on the lookout for one. And eventually, babe, that villain is going to be you. Now, we're not looking for someone to be self-deprecating, who's constantly falling on their sword, who thinks that they are the source of all of their own woes. But what we do want to know is this person capable of looking inward, of self-reflection, and of emotional honesty with themselves and with others? Can this person look within themselves and then look you in the eyes and tell you how they have made mistakes? In my opinion, the best answer you will ever get to this question is, well, how long do you have? And if they can say it with a smile and with a laugh, this represents two things, right? Number one, they are deeply aware of how they are the problem at times in their own lives. And number two, they have the emotional maturity and resilience to be able to laugh about it. They get it. They understand that they have made mistakes and they own it, they embrace it, and they're working on it, and they haven't internalized it and made it their entire identity. It's an indicator that they're doing the work and have done the work. And I think most importantly, it shows that they're not afraid to talk about it. When you get someone like that, though, and they begin speaking about it, be on the lookout for one very important thing: the humble brag. You will get some people who can readily answer this question, but it will be a humble brag dressed up as vulnerability. It's like this, when you go to a job interview and they say well, what's your greatest weakness? And they're like, I work too hard. I'm too much of a team player. I leave it all on the field every single day. Those sound like good things. I think the same things can happen when we ask this question. So they say things like, oh, I give until there's nothing left. I just care too much. And that's not villainy. That's self-promotion in disguise. So look out for that, hun, because that you're not getting an answer to your question. The next thing I want to look out for, if they do start answering you, and they might not always answer you, but if they do, the big walking red flag, the one that you should be scared when you hear it, is, well, the way I'm the villain in my own life is I just keep attracting narcissists. Babe, when I tell you to run, you need to run. Now look, patterns do repeat, okay? And yes, some people do get caught in unhealthy spin cycles, right? But statistically speaking, it is incredibly rare to meet even one certifiable narcissist, much less one after another and another, such that you either keep dating narcissists in a row or you have ended up in a friend group where all of your friends are narcissists. The reality is, if a person believes that every person that they've dated or every person that they've been friends with are narcissists, there's probably something deeper going on. It could mean that they're emotionally brittle themselves, or they're unfamiliar with healthy boundaries. So boundary setting feels like an attack to them. Maybe they interpret other people's needs or boundaries and expectations as control or abuse. You don't have to judge them for these things, because if you're first meeting these people, you won't know where these feelings are coming from. But this is a red flag to look out for, because if they're already priming the pump with this idea that everyone they've met before you is a narcissist, you need to understand that at some point you're going to be on that list too. And these are just the examples of how people might answer that question and it be not a good answer. Some people may not be able to answer it at all. For some people, this will be the first time anyone has ever asked them to consider how they might be the source of their own pain, the villain in their own lives. Or it's possible that other people in their lives have asked them to confront this question, but they cannot own their missteps without deflecting or minimizing and blaming. And you're probably not going to find the kind of intimacy and happiness and connection that you're looking for with somebody who's not able to do that. I think ultimately the kind of answer you're looking for is someone who is honest with themselves and with you, someone who has an answer readily available, but who can answer it with a sense of humor and levity, someone who is curious and playful about their shortcomings, and who's open to having a conversation, a back and forth with you, who wants to hear feedback from you about, hey, here's what I'm self-aware of about these shortcomings. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Help. These are great things to start a conversation with, right? And because they've demonstrated that they are open to that feedback, you can feel safe to give it, even in a first date scenario or a first time out with a new friend. And of course, if you're going to be out there offering up this type of question to others, you need to be using it as a mirror to yourself as well. We have to be the kind of people that we're asking others to be. So before you ask that question to other people, make sure you're asking it to yourself. How am I the villain in my own life? What have I sabotaged for myself or for others? What things could I have been grateful for that I overlooked? When have I been manipulative in order to get what I wanted or in order to maintain control? When have I deceived others or myself because the truth was inconvenient? When have I betrayed my values in order to avoid discomfort? And how can I grow from that? If you're brave enough to answer that question for yourself, then you're already on the path to attract the kind of people who are just as brave. So that's it from me today, guys. Do you like this kind of short form podcast? I'm thinking of doing one of these per week in addition to my longer form video. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Let me know. Love ya. Mean it always. Mwah. And I'll see you in the next one.